Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I am super excited for this video because we're going to be talking about all the new makeup releases on the indie market and what I think about them, whether I'm purchasing them or not. I know a lot of people are not buying makeup, and if this video is not for you right now, please don't feel bad at all. If you cannot feel any pressure to buy any new makeup, like just exit out, it's okay. I have plenty of videos that are not about new makeup, so don't feel pressured to watch this if it's going to be mentally straining for you. I know a lot of people still enjoy this video because it's entertaining or it's a form of normalcy in all this craziness. I just wanted to acknowledge that before we jump into any new releases, but hopefully this video will also be doing some good for the world because I wanted to donate all the ad revenue from today's video to Meals on Wheels, which if you're not familiar, they are I believe, United States based charity that delivers meals directly to seniors and elderly. So I think that they're an extra important charity, especially right now during these hard times. I will leave their website link down below in case you want to check into them a little bit more, but you don't have to do anything special just by watching this video and being here with me. We are going to be able to give back a little bit to a good cause. So I will, just so I'm transparent, I get paid typically the 21st each month from YouTube. So when I get paid next month, I will do a screenshot of the donation and put it on my community tab just so you can see it going directly to the charity. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump on into the indie makeup releases, which actually, one more thing to say, I'm so sorry. This is like the longest intro ever. This video series is inspired by Aniela and Samantha March. I have both their channels linked down below always, as well as the Community Will I Buy It playlist and all the Instagram accounts that I use to gather the information for this video. If you are interested in indie makeup updates and you love hearing about new indie releases, I do have a Instagram page specifically dedicated to that, which is called Indie Makeup Spotlight. I don't know why I forgot for a second, which is my page. So if you want to check it out and you want to stay up to date all the time on indie news, I try to do my best. If you want to go over there, it's in my description box as well. But for now, let's finally jump into the makeup. Goodness gracious. Okay, so the first release that we have here is from Shine by SD Cosmetics, which is a Canadian indie brand. I actually have a video coming up very soon in just a few days where I am trying them out in case you're curious to hear my thoughts on some of their products. I was so excited to get to try a new indie brand. So they are releasing some new multi-chromes and I believe that they're available now. I was on their website trying to creep on them, but their website's a little bit confusing and it was actually really hard to find these. They weren't in the new arrivals and they have so many different multi-chrome categories that I was a little bit confused. So I ended up just, not pursuing them any further. I do think they look really pretty, especially the yellow with the pink shift, but I know I don't need that at all. The funniest thing here is the fact that I talked about recently, I got one from Cleona, a yellow with a pink shift. In the video, I was like, oh yeah, I really wanted Menagerie Canary, but it was sold out. And so many of you messaged me and said, you actually bought Canary because I saw you talk about it in this video. And I was just, I found it. So I definitely do not need another yellow to pink shift shade, unfortunately. These are pretty. I don't really go for deeper multi-chromes as often, so it's a pass overall, but they did catch my attention. And then next we have a new palette, and this is called So Long and Goodnight, and it's from V Cosmetics and the Crafty Burrito. I'm not sure how to pronounce that exactly. It looks like it's a collaboration. And I posted this just because I thought the color scheme was really pretty. I thought it was an interesting, cool toned palette. I did not expect people to freak out about it. And I guess there is some type of like story behind this, some reference that I'm not getting, I'm not aware of. Doesn't make a difference to me personally. So if you know what this is about, feel free to comment. But just focusing on the color story alone, I think it's nice. It actually reminds me so much of the Baby Bat Beauty, I can't remember what the palette was called. They had a vampire-esque palette that they came out with, which was pretty much this exact type of color scheme. There was like some black and gray shades, there was some red shades, there was a pop of purple, if I remember correctly, and then some lighter shades. Very similar to this, which, I mean, it is a beautiful, cool tone color story. I've never tried anything from V Cosmetics. I think if I remember correctly, they are a European brand. So it's a pass. It's not really something I'm like, oh, I have to own that. But I thought it was kind of cute. And then next we have a new collection from Kristen Lee Cosmetics. And this is their Spring Fever collection. It's So I'm not sure if it's on the website right now because I know it launched, but then it sold out pretty quickly. So I'll leave their website down below just so you can creep and check it out if you are interested. I'm not sure if any of the individual shades are still available. I thought this was really pretty. The shade Cotton Candy Sky I really, really like. In fact, Harmony, Bloom, Sunkissed, Lemonade, like they look really pretty. But I decided to pass on this just because I've been trying to buy a little bit less eyeshadow and being able to focus on the eyeshadows that I have, and not even like in like a shop my stash kind of way necessarily, but just in being able to review the things I've already purchased and trying to be a little bit more selective so I can take the time to do like full content with each thing that I buy rather than just like quickly skipping through each one, because I feel like that's kind of silly. And I mean, I think it's beautiful. There's a few individual shades I wanted, but I actually already had a order from Kristen Lee recently and I haven't received it yet, so it felt silly to make another order in the meantime. So it's really cute and I like it. It's a very pretty spring collection, but I didn't feel like I had to own it. And then next, they also released a bunch of, like, oh gosh, I think these are called their multi-chrome flakes. I think I need to do, like, a collage or something because I have all of them on my phone, and there's a ton of shades, and they look really beautiful. Like, they look so, so pretty. Like, especially the shade Lucid Dream. I don't know if you can see that on there, if the text is going to be big enough. But I just don't know how I personally feel about glitter flaky eyeshadow thingies. I don't know. Like, it looks pretty, but how is that actually going to look on my eyes? The only one I'm kind of intrigued by is Lucid Dream and Fantasia because, like, I feel like kind of a more textured, flaky inner corner is not, like, that big of a deal. Like, that's fine, but when it comes to, like, super extreme textures on the eyelids, I think it can sometimes get a little bit unflattering if it's not done in a way that I like, because I've had more flaky shadows like the opalescent ones from Love Luxe Beauty in the past, which I didn't really like. So I'm kind of a little bit baffled by this formula, and it's a pass for now just because I don't know if I would like it or not. So next we have a sneak peek, which I'm so excited about. Oh my gosh. Okay, first I'll show this picture, which is exciting in its own right. Menagerie Cosmetics, Gabby TMUA posted an Instagram tutorial and showed one of the new blush shades that she's testing right now. She said it was a mix of two of the different shades in the medium blush palette, which I think I have right here. I think she said it was a mixture of Seclusion and Isla. Anyways, I just think it looks really beautiful and pretty, and I'm excited for them to have more products, but they kind of already have been sneak peeking that they're working on new blushes, so this was like, oh yeah, it's a color, nice. But then she posted this video which says sampling my most requested product, and do you see the glow? Because I see the glow. I see the highlighter glow. I'm so excited. I cannot wait for them to come out with highlighters. I'm just so curious how they're going to do it. I wonder if they'll do highlighter trios. I don't know. However they do it, I'm going to buy it. As long as there's a shade for my skin tone, I'm going to buy it. I'm so excited. Next, we have a reveal from Give Me Glow Cosmetics. Actually, we have a sneak peek and a reveal. So first, this is the tiniest little baby sneak peek ever, but I'm super intrigued by this. They posted that they're going to be doing a beauty box for May, which, if you're not familiar, that's something they've done in the past. I think they've just had a few here and there where they do like a themed box and they have different, sometimes like an eyeshadow quad, some lippies that go along with it. Like it's like a curated collection, and you buy the box without knowing exactly what's going to be in it, if I remember correctly. And they haven't done one in a little bit, and this one, if you can tell, the last word there, it's the tiniest little sneak peek ever, but it looks like it says pastel, and the box also looks very pastel rainbow-esque. And I did ask them, they said that it is going to be all new products, so I'm super intrigued by this. Would you guys like to see, if this does become available, an unboxing like of their pastel May beauty box? I think that could be really, really fun to do and try out some more products from them, especially if there's any lippies in there, because I've never tried any lipsticks from them. So I thought that was exciting, and I can't wait to see more. And then they also have a reveal here, which is their new extra spicy palette. And I have to say I was a little bit let down by this because I was just hoping that they would take something which is a very like guessable color scheme and make you go like, oh, like that's interesting. I like how they did that. Or whereas this is very much like, oh, like that's exactly what I was expecting from this. Like even if there was like some green or something to go in with like the pepper theme, I think that would have been a really cool, fun moment. The thing I really don't like about this is the fact that there's 3 deep matte red shades. There's chili pepper, can we get more salsa, and flaming hot, which I saw the owner explaining that all 3 are different. One is very orange, one is very much a true red, and then one I think was a little bit of a deeper red, which is fine and dandy. Like maybe they really do look different in person, but I feel like on the eyes, blended out, they could pretty much all have the exact same job. And the reason why I'm so against having those 3 is the fact that there is no metallic red shimmer. Like what? Especially in the Give Me Glow formula, a metallic red. I feel like that would have been amazing. Like I'm so sad. If there was a metallic red in here, I probably would have bought it. Like it would have been the perfect hot warm tone palette, but instead you get 3 matte reds. So I'm a little disappointed by this, but at the same time, I guess I saved myself some money because I'm not going to be purchasing it. So close to being what I wanted. So next we have 2 sneak peeks from Clarity Cosmetics, and the first one is a new Juicy Peach palette coming soon, which says it's a pressed pigment palette. They were sneak peeking some different packaging for palettes that they've got coming this year, and if I remember correctly, they basically said that whenever everything was happening, all the craziness started happening, they quickly ordered their packaging for the rest of the year just so they'd have it and they'd be ready to go or something, and it arrived or something along those lines. So I guess that's cool that they did that so that they won't fall behind. They also posted another one which says Berry Royal, and it says it's going to be the sister of the Blue Royal palette, which the Blue Royal is like an all monochromatic blue color scheme. I finally got my shipping notification for that. It's been a hot minute, so I cannot wait until it arrives, and I'm curious to see what the Berry Royal is. I'm excited about it. I think it has the potential to be really cute. If it's like a berry purple color scheme, I'm about it, but I've never used their eyeshadows before, so I think how I end up feeling about the Blue Royal palette will definitely persuade me in either direction on whether I will purchase this one or not. The peach one is like, oh, that's kind of cute, but like, I don't know, they'd have to do something really special to convince me to buy a peach palette, because I feel like at this point everyone and their mother has done a peach palette. It's not something that really draws me in at this point, but I was very curious about the Berry Royal palette. And then next from Lucidity Cosmetics, we have the new Mariposa Avenue palette, which is cute. It's like a little butterfly theme. We've got quite a few different butterfly things coming up here. This one I think is a nice color story. It's kind of an interesting pastel palette, but it does have some pressed glitters, which makes it not really something I'd want to purchase, but I thought it was cute and it definitely did draw my attention. I like the different soft pinky purpley tones, but not something I feel like I need. And then next we have a sneak peek from Enchanted Cosmetics, which is a Australian indie brand, and they are coming out with their new Dragon Prism 2 palette. Super excited about this. They've showed one shade here, which is called Mind Prism, and you can see it's kind of like this interesting bluey purple shade. I really enjoy their Prism shadows. I think they're super cool, multi-dimensional. I feel like they've been doing their Prism shadows for quite a while. I discovered them on Etsy a while back, and I feel like they were kind of ahead of the multi-chrome trend. They have some really cool shadows, so I'm very, very excited about this one, and I cannot wait to see more. All right, next we have some new liners from Beauty Bar Baby, and this is kind of an interesting topic because these are their new unicorn pastel liners. They're available now, and the thing is, there's kind of been a little bit of drama in the indie community if you're not familiar with it, because Glam Cosmetics released some pastel liners and they came out with 7 shades. So they basically made a post, and whenever they announced it, they said that they formulated this with a lab, and the lab sold their formula to other companies as wholesale, basically, even though they didn't consent to that. And legally, I don't really understand how that would work. I feel like that should be a pretty strict process. Like, you either formulate it for yourself or you don't. So, I mean, it sounds very like sketchy of the lab that they're working with to begin with. So now everyone is accusing every brand that's coming out with pastel liners of buying them wholesale, and it's just confusing because it's like, how do you know? I feel like it's kind of a sticky situation because it's basically just people's words against other people's words, and it's like, who do you believe? Who do you support? I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is in this situation. The lucky thing for me is that I'm not interested in buying pastel liners at all, so I won't be buying them from any brand, no matter who comes out with them. It's not a product I would use a lot, so it's not something I plan on purchasing, but it was an interesting situation. I feel like there's been quite a few interesting situations the last few days. There was a brand I posted and I ended up taking them down because they're a small indie brand and they were selling face masks, like just very, like just the most minimal face masks ever, like 50 of them for like 60 something dollars, and from what I understand that's way above retail value, and they're like definitely taking advantage of the situation. It's really sad to see, and I don't understand why they didn't just stick to makeup, so I ended up taking their post down because I don't support that at all. I don't know, DMs I've been getting, I mean, I'm telling you, if you do something shady in the indie world, I'm gonna find out about it. So it's just an interesting point of view to hear right now. But anyways, okay, next from Makeup by Delaney, we have a new spring quad, and this is a quad of loose eyeshadows, which actually is super cute. There's a blue, a pink, a green, a purple, and I think it's an adorable little quad. If you are someone who is into loose eyeshadows, maybe this could be for you. I personally have bought loose eyeshadows and never used them, so this isn't a release for me because I'm a pressed eyeshadow kind of girl, but I thought it was a cute little collection. And then next from Star Gem Cosmetics is their Support System palette. It's available now for purchase, and I thought this was cute. I really do like the color scheme of this. It's not for me because it has some like really deep pressed glitter in it, which I feel like completely doesn't go with the rest of the palette. And it's kind of interesting because I am curious what the story is behind this palette because all of the names are pretty sentimental, and it's called Support System. And I think the color story overall is cute, but it's just not perfect for me, so I won't be purchasing it. But I definitely still like to show you guys things that I won't be purchasing that maybe will fit your personal preference, even if it doesn't fit mine. And then next from Alien Cosmetics, we have some new quads. These are super, super cute. So they have 4 new ones available. There is Dreamy, which is like blue and periwinkle and such. I think that is the cutest little blue quad I've ever seen. And then they have Angel, which is kind of like a soft rosy, but like some pink in there kind of vibes. They have Unseen, I think is what the next one is called. And that one is more of a neutral palette, but it has such an intense black and deep, like rich red shades. Like that red sold me. And then Wild, I feel like, is the most unique. It's kind of like a butterfly themed palette. There's some flowers on there. There's some blue, orange, and yellow. And I just thought that one was so, so cute. And like, again, like I said, the most unique out of the bunch. And I've actually been really wanting to try Alien Cosmetics for a long time. I feel like either their releases, it just wasn't the perfect color story for me, or it was I think they've had some pressed glitters in their palettes, so nothing felt perfect for me. But when I saw these, I thought they were super cute. I think they were available for $15 each, or you could get all 4 of them for $50. And then I also found a promo code, which they said promo codes weren't supposed to apply to them, but the one I found worked. So yeah, I did end up picking up the bundle, and I thought it'd be fun to talk about, and especially the Dreamy, Angel, and Wild are my favorite, and then Unseen I grabbed just because it was like a really, I think I spent like $5 more to get that one instead of buying the other 3 individually, and that like deep red shade just grabbed my attention. So I think maybe I'll do like a review and like a look with each quad or something whenever I finally get them in. I feel like it's going to be a bit because they were a pre-order, and I reached out to them and asked them if they had an estimated date of when they would ship, and they basically just said that they are not shipping at all until the quarantine is over, which I totally understand. So I will wait patiently. I'll be super excited whenever they do arrive, and I was excited to get to try and support a new small business that I've been curious about. All right, next we have a new palette from Lunar Cosmetics, and this is their Strawberry Moon palette. I think this is cute. Again, the pressed glitter. Part of me is like, I can't wait till the pressed glitter trend is over, because then there'll be more things for me to buy. But then I'm like, I kind of like it because it stops me from buying unnecessary things. So in one way or another, pressed glitters have definitely helped my life a little bit because they keep me from buying more eyeshadow palettes than I already do. But this is a cute kind of pinky theme. I think they're kind of really releasing a lot of stuff because they just released another palette like last week, which is a lot for a small indie brand. I wish that they would take a little bit more time and make launches a little bit more special, but either way, it's not something I feel like I'm going to be buying. Well, I know I'm not going to be buying. And then next we have a sneak peek from Menagerie Cosmetics, and this is pretty exciting. This is their first collaboration. It is in the works, and it is the Metamorphosis palette, I believe is what the name is. There might be more to it, but we can't really see because we just have a little portion here. There's some butterflies, and they kind of did not reveal who the collab is, but said, can you guys guess, kind of thing. And my initial guess was either Betty Jean from Beaute Bean or Annette's Makeup Corner. I feel like they're both pretty close with the brand, and like that was my guesses, but Betty Jean said that it was not her. I saw a few people commenting and tagging me, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's definitely not me. I don't like butterflies. Not in like a I hate them kind of way, but it's just not me. And also, I don't really have like a working relationship with Menagerie or anything, like no brand relationship thing going there. I just feel like it has to be Annette. She has butterflies in the background of her videos, and I have a feeling. I have no confirmed information. I didn't ask her, even though I wanted to be that person who's like, blink twice if it's you. But either way, I'm super excited. I really hope it is her because I feel like she does some really beautiful color stories, and I'm like trying to imagine what this is going to be, and I don't know. Part of me is thinking like blues and greens and like orange. Part of me is thinking blues and greens and purple. I don't know. I'm so excited. I love her mind when it comes to color. So yeah, I'll be buying it. And then next we have some more butterflies. So this is the Butterfly Kisses collection from Copacetic Cosmetics, and it is coming in May. So there's going to be a palette, and it looks like there's going to be a few things kind of adding to it. Maybe some nail polish there, a highlighter, and there was a reveal of their like butterfly little flaky things, which I guess you can like put on your eye. They're like little butterfly shaped glitter particle thingies, which is not me at all, so that's a pass for me. I am curious about the palette. Copacetic Cosmetics does like this like flaky formula I've heard people rave about. I've gotten requests to like review those quads that they do in the flaky formula, but I just don't know if it's something I'll like. So I don't know, it depends. If the color story is nice, then maybe I'll pick it up, I'll try it, but I'm just gonna wait and see what it looks like before I make any decisions, obviously. And then next from Midas Cosmetics, we have the new Moon Rocks collection. And these are all, I'm pretty sure, like weed, strains of weed, if I'm correct. And it's a 420 inspired launch. It's launching on 420 at 7 p.m. PST. And they'll be $7 each, or you can buy them in a bundle. Again, I'm just not a pressed glitter kind of girl, so that's a pass for me. And then another 420 launch we have, which is the 420 palette. Literally, the 420 palette. It's launching at 420 PST on Melt Cosmetics, and I'm a little bit confused about the launch of this just because Melt's not shipping out anything right now, so it's interesting for them to launch something and not be shipping. And normally before they launch or before they do pre-access, they have PR go out and stuff so you can see what things look like and looks and make an informed decision. But I feel like if you buy this now, you're gonna have to wait a while to hear anything, or even if you're debating on it, you'll have to wait. So this is hard to tell because the lighting is just very, like, it's a campaign photo. Like, I just want to see this in regular sunlight to be able to say how I feel about it. I feel like the shade Wax and Chronic, Faded, and Shotgun are really cute colors, but I'm not, like, super into the theme. I love Melt. I love a lot of things they do. I love the More Eternal collection, but I feel like some of these palettes are getting a little bit redundant, like the pop of green with a warm color scheme. I don't know, I'm just kind of blah about the release. I'd love to hear what your opinions are on it. I know I saw people comparing it and saying it looks so much like the Gemini palette, but I feel like the lighting in this is all off, so I don't even, I feel like I can't even make an opinion on this until I actually see what it looks like, because it's hard to tell from that photo. And then next, ooh, this is a super exciting release. Okay, I don't know what that was. This is from Nabla. And this is their new Cutie Collection, kind of the second part of the collection, because they did some Cutie palettes in the past, and now they have 3 more, and I was super excited about these. I purchased one. I'm so excited because I've wanted to try Nabla for a long time, and every single launch it's like, it's cute, but it's just not exactly for me. Like, just there's this one thing I wish I could change, or I don't know, I just feel like they haven't really hooked me in. But that berry palette is so cute. I feel like it could be perfect for me. There's a transition shade, there's some different deepening shades, there's like a inner corner shade, and then there's a lighter lid shade. So I feel like it just is my perfect aesthetic, and I also love the colors. So I went ahead and purchased the berry palette. I also grabbed the berry eyeliner just because I thought it looked so nice, like such a deep burgundy shade. I'm really curious to see how that'll compare to my favorite eyeliner from ColourPop, which is also a burgundy shade, which in hindsight, I guess I could have skipped on the Nabla one, but I was just so excited to get to try some of their products because they're a brand that I've wanted to dive into more for a long time, but I was just waiting for the perfect moment. I've tried their highlighters now, but anyways, I also grabbed the berry lipstick just because I was curious about the formula, and I don't really buy berry lipsticks very often, so I thought it could be from something fun and different for me to try out, and I could do just a full berry look. I don't know, I was just kind of about it. I used some Ulta points because it launched on Ulta right away, which made it a little bit cheaper, so I'm really excited to get to give Nabla a better chance, because I mean, I feel like you can only know so much about a brand from trying one product, but trying their eyeshadow formula and some lipstick and an eyeliner, I feel like that gives me a little bit more knowledge and experience. However, I will say I watched Angelica's video on the collection, and the nude shade, I think it's Metropolitan. I feel like the way it looks in this picture, it just looks like this like very brown, deeper shade, and I thought, wow, it's gonna be super dark on me. It's not gonna work for me at all. I'm not gonna like the color, even though I'm like such a nude shade kind of girl. Like, that's what I would have preferred to buy their lipstick in, was a nude shade. I was just like, the nude shade, it's not gonna be my color. But when she swatched it, it looked so beautiful and perfect and lighter, and it just looked so much different than the swatch photo. So I kind of regret not picking that lipstick up. So maybe if I like the berry formula, I'll grab one more. I don't know, I'm so in love with brownie nudes, but I don't want them to be too dark. I love a light brownie nude, but not going to like the peachy side. I'm very particular, but when I find what I like, I love it. So anyways, this whole collection is super cute. It's available on Ulta now. So yep, I got the berries, and I'm very excited about it. And then next, we have a new palette from Erica's Vanity Shop, and this is the Artist Palette, which is cute. It's pretty much a rainbow palette, and I like the packaging on it. It actually says there are no rules in makeup, so they are definitely coming for Robert. His name Robert Welsh. There's James Welsh and Robert Welsh, right? They're twins. Robert Welsh, he's the one who does reactions, coming for his brand, because he always says there's no rules to makeup, but there are some rules for some people or something. It's his like disclaimer. I don't know, it made me think of him. But anyways, I think it's like interesting to catch the eye. I'm like, oh, it's an artist palette, it's rainbow, it's like the colors really stand out with that white packaging, but I don't need it. So I'm not gonna buy it. And then next we have the new Glam Light Street Taco palette, which is launching on 4/21. And this is cute. I really like that they're doing like to-go versions of the food palettes, so you kind of get like that cute idea of it, but it's not so bulky or extreme. This is going to be a mini taco palette. I really wish I had some tacos right now, actually. And this is tempting to me in a little bit because I love their shimmer formula so much. So like the shade Red Onions, especially Guacamole and Pico de Gallo, is so cute. Like, I want it, but I don't need this palette. I don't need it. I love their shimmer formula, but I don't need it. It's adorable, but I don't need it, so I'm going to pass on that. All right, we have another fun packaging here, and this is the Sodium Fine palette from Makeup Scientist Cosmetics, and this is cute. It is like, what is that called? A beaker? It's a beaker of eyeshadows, and it's not exactly my cup of tea because there are some pressed glitters in there, but overall I think this is a really, really cute, adorable palette, especially if you're someone who loves science and this is your thing. You're like, I don't want a taco, I want a beaker. Like, here you go. I don't know anything about the brand, but I think this is a cute idea, and I'm curious to see what else they could do along this theme. Alright, so next we have a release from JD Glow Cosmetics, and they just came out with 5 more new single shadows, and these are pretty cute. They have some swatch pictures on their Instagram. I think there's like 1 new matte shade and then 4 new of their maybe medallion. Is that what the shadows are called? They're not called metallic. It's a different name, but I thought they were pretty, and honestly, the lavender shade got me. It got me, what can I say? There's been a few shades I've been wanting to purchase from JD Glow for a bit. I know Watermark has been out for a while, but that one was on my list. And then they also came out with some pastel metallic shades that were on my list. So I ended up making a small order. I found a coupon code, which I was happy about. I got 25% off because I didn't want to pay full price. So I'm excited because I really love their shadows. I feel like they have an underrated formula, especially their Galaxy ones, which I only picked up one of those, but even their plain metallics are just super, super blinding. Okay, so those are all the indie releases that I wanted to talk about today, and I thought what I'm going to do in the future is, I feel like I'm spending a little bit too much time on mainstream releases in this video. I really just want to focus on the indie, and I think what I'm going to do is like a top 3 mainstream releases at the end, just to make it quick, to the point, and not spend so much time talking about the things that everyone else is already talking about unless there's something I really, really feel like I have to say. I'd like to keep it down to 3 product releases to talk about, the ones I just feel like I just have to say something. And the first one is, I just want to talk anybody out of buying this, honestly. This is new to Hourglass, and this is part of their Veil collection. It's their eye primer, and I don't know if this is available yet, but I have a feeling this eye primer is probably going to be like $25, $30, something crazy, and it's probably, if it, the aesthetic I'm getting from it, because I haven't heard anyone review it yet, it's probably just going to be one of those see-through, very silky eye primers. Honestly, please don't waste your money. I feel like there are so many drugstore options. The Milani one is so good. It's not drying, it's see-through, it's a great eyeshadow base, and I feel like you don't have to pay such high-end prices for a product that like you literally don't see at all. And there's such great drugstore ones. Even the Wet n Wild one is really good as well. That's super affordable. And then I have to talk about this. This is so stupid. Oh my gosh, this is the most gimmicky crap. Sorry. Alright, so you guys see this. I'm going to read what it says. This is the Huda Beauty Chin Lift Mask, and it says it is a cooling hydrogel formula, leaves your skin looking healthy and revived. Combination of firming orchid extract, brightening niacinamide, potent peptides, and attocyanine, that work together to sculpt, hydrate, and tighten the jawline, giving you a more defined profile. I feel like this is ridiculous. Part of me is like, yeah, technically, skincare that goes on your neck is good, because some people forget about that. When you're doing your face, you should always take it down your neck, moisturize that area, keep that area healthy, and, you know, when you don't moisturize your neck, I feel like that's one of the areas of skin that really ages people. So it's an important area to take care of, but actually focusing in on just the chin, I feel like almost like this is preying on people's insecurities and saying like, hey, do you wish you had like the perfect jawline? Like, use this mask. And it's like, that's not, I highly doubt that's going to do anything at all other than just be ridiculous. Like, I don't know, I feel so annoyed by it, because I feel like people take certain like physical features and glorify them, and it almost makes you forget that just being unique and normal is beautiful in its own right, and it's perfectly fine to have a double chin. I have a double chin. Like, I don't have a perfect jawline by any means. Like, it's normal. It's totally normal. There's no shame to this, and I'm not gonna go spend money to get a better jawline from a from a sheet mask. Like, what? that's silly. If you're really, really concerned about it, instead of spending $9 constantly on sheet masks for your chin, just save up so you can go and see someone and get it done professionally, and whatever the little shot things they do, whatever. I'm not judging anyone for wanting to change something about themselves, but I just feel like at the same time, like, this is just so ridiculous and such. No, I'm wanting to give Huda Beauty as a brand a chance. I bought one product from them ever, but things like this just make me like kind of side on them. Like, really? Really? Okay, last thing we have to mention, and I don't know why I threw this in the mainstream category because it is technically independently owned. This is the new Kosis Moisturizing Baked Bronzer. I think it's called the Sun Show. And I have a story. I have a story. So when I first saw that they were coming out with bronzers, I was immediately intrigued because I've been testing some of their products and I really, really like the quality. I like the vibes. I like how they sit on my skin. Like, they just seem to mesh really well with my skin. And I was like, yes, they're coming out with a bronzer. I don't know about you, but a moisturizing bronzer sounds delicious. So I wasn't immediately intrigued, but then I saw the shade range and I was less intrigued because I just feel like it should definitely be at least a shade darker and at least a shade lighter. From swatches, I felt like the lightest shade was just a little bit too deep probably for me, and it just looked a bit warm. I felt like I don't know if I can make that work or not. So it was kind of something where I was like, yeah, I'm not going to get it. It's fine. It's just the shade range isn't for me. And here's the funny part. Karen, my friend Karen Harris, she messaged me and she's like, did you see Michelle Wang's new video on the Kosis bronzers? They look so beautiful. So I went and watched and I agreed. They looked so beautiful and luminous on the skin and just like everything like my dream bronzer would be. And I'm like, I don't know if the shade would be light enough. I managed to find one person who did a review on it and she was sort of pale. I don't know how pale she really was, but on the camera she looked kind of pale. So I was like, the color didn't look awful on her, so I was like, maybe I can try and make it work. I found a 15% off code. They had free shipping on their website. All the stars aligned, and I was just like, you know what? I really like their other products. I'm just going to try it and see if I can make it work. I never try to buy things with the intent to return them, but they do have a return policy, so if it's awful, I can return it. But it just looked so nice on the skin. And I thought maybe I could do like a full face review of Kosis products because I already have all the other things I've been testing and really enjoying. And like, I love their lipstick in Vegas. It is the prettiest shade. It's delicious. So yeah, I was not planning on buying this. This is such an impulse buy. Karen's like, it's your birthday. And I was like, Karen, we need to stop talking to each other because we are so bad for each other because we both made a Janie Glow order too. So I need to block her, she needs to block me or something because we are both bad influences for each other. But I'm excited to test it out, and maybe I figured if I'm looking at this and thinking, will this work for fair skin? Maybe someone else out there is thinking, will this work for fair skin too? So hopefully I can be helpful for someone. So those are all the releases we had to talk about today. If you enjoy my content and want to hear more about indie brands from me, definitely make sure to subscribe before you go, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.